Hey, hey, Blue Table fans.
What
It's
up,
time
guys?
for jabbing and blabbing.
Jabbing and blabbing?
Am I blabbing or is he jabbing?
No, I don't know.
Switch off.
All right.
Maybe I'm blabbing and you're jabbing.
All right.
So, yeah, so today we're going to talk about,
There's a couple of things we want to talk about.
we're going to talk about whatever these guys are going to talk about. So go ahead.
Well, let's start off with Tau. Tau just came out, like last Saturday?
Something like that.
So it's only been, not even been a week yet that it's been out, and it's pretty crazy. Tau's pretty good.
I want my Tau army back.
Yeah, he does. He wants his Tau army back.
Yeah, that was my second army.
Awesome.
I already got rid of it.
When did you do away with it then?
A long time ago.
Oh,
It was
okay.
Like years.
Yeah.
Years.
I've had, how many Tau armies have I had? I had a green and ivory one. And that's all I can think of.
Yeah.
Oh, I had the Tau drone army, which was blue. And
You know what makes me the most sad
I don't know.
about the new
I
codex?
had one recently. Yeah.
I was hoping that they were going to make Kroot a thing that you could do.
Right.
Have just Kroot army.
Oh, not even.
Well, you could have a Kroot army because they're troops.
Right.
But they
You
are.
could
You
also-
just feel like punishing yourself.
You could
Yeah,
also
good idea.
suck and die.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
All right, Thomas. Speak authoritatively on the subject of your expertise.
All right. So
I demand it.
Kroot. Speaking of Kroot, the question came up. We talked about this before the Codex came out. We asked ourselves the question: what kind of boost will Kroot get? Because there was a rumor that Kroot might not even be there in the Codex. It might go into an ally supplement that will come out later next year or something like that. But they stayed in the Codex. So did Vespids. And the question was, what do they need to have to be good enough that you would choose to take them? Because always in 5th edition or in the last How Codex, the goal was to set up a ring of defenses around your really
Right.
important stuff that you would hide in a corner.
The leafy green Kroot wall.
Right.
Yep.
So they
Which is what Josh called it.
you'd have Kroot, and then you might have another layer of Kroot and some fire warriors, and you would use piranhas to block
Right.
people, because piranhas in 5th edition it would be you'd have to hit them on 6s if they moved fast, so it was really hard to get rid of them. But now that doesn't work anymore. You can still do a layered defense, but you can't do the piranhas, for instance, and the Kroot would they would flop over and die now.
Because of cover rules changing.
The cover rules made it,
Before you could
stealth
put,
forests,
right.
and
Only forests.
only forests. And that's still the same. Now you're still only forests.
Yeah.
But the question before, when 6th edition came out, the question became, why bring Kroot when you have allies that are going to cost the same and do more for you? You
Right.
have allies of convenience with orcs, for instance.
Right.
Orcs are the same points, were the same points as Kroot, still are the same points as Kroot.
Right.
And you're getting something that's toughness 4,
Better gun.
and better gun, has two attacks base.
Well,
has
you could
better
do
weapon
Kroot
skills.
counts as orc shootaboys, right?
Yeah,
Right, you can do the counts as, but I mean,
No, I get it.
models
That's off
aside,
topic. I'm
why
just
would
pointing
you
that out.
why would you choose to bring him? And that's the question in this codex that they just brought out. It's inane,
Look at
in my
Mason.
opinion.
Mason's
It makes me
shaking his
sad because
head.
I like the Kroot. I like
Right.
the models for the Kroot. I think they're kind of
Oh,
cool.
me too. And the
But-
Forge World stuff is
Yeah.
spectacular. And now
Krootoxes,
it's
I like
just-
Krootoxes, just like big lumbering thing.
Ugh.
But yeah,
Do you identify with
yeah.
a Krootox? Mason's got a
Kinda.
tattoo on his back. It's called
Yeah.
Krootox Life.
That'd be kind of a cool tattoo, actually.
He's like, go get it looked at.
Yeah. Look into this now.
Yep.
We were curious as to whether or not they would make Kroot better, good enough that you wouldn't want to just bring an ally, because
Right.
6th edition has allies. Well, the answer is no.
That made it worse.
They're the same. Like they did lose. They lost
an attack.
They lost an attack and they lost a strength.
Yeah.
But they do have a few more options. They have a character. They have a sergeant model who's
Well, they had a shaper before.
this guy. You can bring one per unit now, and he's 3 wounds and 3 attacks. And the problem is that they just didn't.
They didn't make them good.
They didn't give him any love at all.
Yeah,
No love.
the same question applies. It's why would you bring them instead of bringing orcs? And
Right.
you wouldn't. You bring the orcs because the orcs are better.
Because then you get to take a war boss with that.
Yeah, anyone that it says, oh yeah, they've got some different weapon options. They can shoot further. Well, that's nice and all, but their weapons are all rapid fire or heavy weapons.
You can't even charge with them.
if you shoot them, you can't charge them. Whereas orcs can charge. Orcs are, oh well, we have 18-inch
Assault weapons.
Right.
The shoot is.
Ballistic skill is about the same, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Kroot may be ballistic
It might
skill
be
3.
3, but
They also don't, the Kroot also don't get most of the benefits of the other Tau stuff. They don't get the supporting fire rule, which is a big deal. I mean, supporting fire is the universal rule across the entire Tau Codex except for their allies,
It's
all
pretty
the regular
sick.
guys.
Yeah.
What it does is that anytime you choose to charge a unit, every unit within 6 inches of that unit can choose to overwatch as well.
Yeah,
Um,
that's incredible.
multiple units.
It can be really
So
powerful.
does that mean, you want to take 40 Fire Warriors, 60 Fire Warriors just as a backbone?
I think Fire Warriors,
like to
there's
do that.
other reasons why Fire Warriors are good. I don't know that the supporting fire rule is the reason you should take a bunch of Fire Warriors.
Well, that's the only other core choice besides Kroot, right?
Yes, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to bring fire, but you say 60 Fire Warriors, and
Fire
that
Warrior
mind
spam.
means to me is that you're gonna Fire Warrior spam your army, whereas you could just be taking a few units of Fire Warriors as your troop choices, and your army is more based on battle suits or something, crisis suits or whatever.
All right, so if crisis suits were troops choices, would it just be hands down always take crisis suits then?
I don't think so, because
Okay, good. Then
there's
that
enough,
means it was written well.
There is a lot of stuff in there that make Fire Warriors better. They brought out a new HQ. They brought out 3 new HQs that are
What's the
specifically.
guy's name? The Cadre?
There's a Cadre Fire Warrior who's the generic
Can't remember his
version.
name.
and Dark Strider. Dark Strider is a. Why would you not bring him?
Yeah.
Kind of. He gives so much benefit to a Fire Warrior unit. He's just kind of a no-brainer. Ethereals got better. They give a army-wide benefit. You get to choose a unit within, or you choose an ability in all units within 12 inches of you. And this does include the Kroot, the Vespids. They get one of these abilities. They also get to use the leadership of that guy. So that boosts them up to leadership 10, which is really nice. Something that Tau didn't have in the last edition of their codex. So that's really good. I think that there's a couple of the named characters who are really nasty. Shadow Sun is really gross.
Well, the other guy we were just talking about gives the extra shot for pulse weapons.
Yeah, the Dark Strider.
That's
Dark
awesome.
Strider's great.
For anyone within 12 or something?
Hold on,
No,
are
it's
Pathfinders
usually with him.
Okay.
are Pathfinders troops now?
No, they're elites.
They're elites.
I think they're elites.
They used to be fast.
They might be fast. Their elites are fast. One of the two.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're probably fast.
I
So
think they're fast.
they don't have to take a devilfish anymore.
Yeah, where's Roberto's book?
They're
Keep
cheaper.
going.
They can have they're like 11 points a model now. They have a lot of different weird options you can bring with them. They can infiltrate.
Less of a
They
save,
can.
though.
Yeah, their save got up to a 5-up, which is not as good. They've got some cool drone abilities, some different techniques. Really, the thing you're gonna do is
As many marker lights as you can get.
bring mass marker lights. Marker lights are the way to go.
So who's got marker lights?
Actually, the
Pathfinder.
Fire Warriors, their sergeant, this is awesome. Their sergeant gets a marker light on him.
He
can't shoot at
for
the same unit?
for 5 points.
Yeah, for 5 points.
He gets that and a target lock.
Yeah, so he can shoot another unit with his marker light, and you can do that for all your Fire Warrior units. So just marker lighting, crisscrossing their fire all over the place. Really nice.
Ooh, Pathfinders are 11 points,
One of the other things that's
and
really
they
cool.
all come with a pulse carbine and marker light.
Yep. One of the other things that's really cool is that your crisis suits can take like three support systems, and one of those could be 3 support systems and 2 drones. And one of your support systems can be, or even on your commander. The combination that people
Has to
are
be the
talking
commander.
about is you take
With
the
his bodyguard.
commander with no, it doesn't have to be bodyguard. You can
Oh, okay,
link
just
them
a
to just
unit?
regular
Okay.
crisis suits. Each crisis suit and each guy who has a battle suit can take 2 drones. And so you can take 2 marker drones, and then you can take a drone controller, which is a support system that uses your the highest ballistic skill in the unit for the drones. So you put a leader with 2 drones in a unit with a bunch of drones, and all of a sudden you have 8 ballistic skill 5 marker lights.
It's so sick. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's
Yeah.
5 points to give them marker or target lock, so they could fire different.
Yeah, so just all over the place
Well,
with Bliss skill
I don't know
5.
if the drones could.
It says that they can fire at whatever their suit
The
guys.
shoot fight. All right, so you give it a target lock, and their suit can shoot at something different, and then they can shoot at that same target.
All right, so a good balanced Tau army would be 2 to 4 Fire Warrior teams,
Yep.
and let's
well,
say
I mean, considering the I mean,
6
they're
crisis
only
suits.
toughness. They're only toughness 3. They're toughness 3, and they have a 4-up armor save.
Well, I think he's thinking about
I would take 3 to 4
units.
Okay.
They're 9. They drop in points. They're 9 points a model.
Yeah, they're cheaper.
Right.
It's really not that big a deal to bring a bunch of those guys.
That's great.
And then you have that unit of bodyguard or whatever. That's pretty expensive.
Okay, so we're gonna say 40 fire warriors. They can come into groups of up to 12, right?
Yeah.
So 40 fire warriors, 6 crisis suits, crisis suit bodyguards.
Bodyguards.
What are you going to take as
I don't know
HQ?
the bodyguards are cool because they can. Well, you can take all kinds of different things. You can take one of the named characters, or you can just take the basic stuff. The basic guys are pretty good. They're not bad. One of the things that's really cool about it is that their warlord traits. A bunch of their warlord traits are like a one-time, once a game use that give a really good benefit right then.
Yeah, you know, because the warlord traits that you roll up,
I think they're
like 1 or 2 times out of 6, not for Tau, but for the generic
Yeah,
ones,
the generic
they're
ones.
useless. It's like cover in ruins, or your guys without flank get this.
Yeah.
You know, and
Well,
it's like
everybody who's
okay.
every codex that's come out, the warlord traits have gotten better and better each time. The Tau is clearly the best warlord traits in the game, in my opinion.
I agree.
All right.
But
Enemy cannot
every
take a
other
look
one
at
got
serve
better.
rules against your warlord shooting attacks.
Yeah, that's pretty grody.
One use only. Declare your warlord is using its ability at the start of your shooting phases. With the duration of the phase, all friendly units from this codex within 12 inches of the warlord reroll to hit rolls of 1.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome?
That ain't not bad.
It's like War Machine feats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess it is, isn't
It kind of
it?
is.
It's like, thanks, War Machine,
Pop our feet.
for making the other games better.
Thomas, they're like War Machine feats.
That's nice, Ben Jackson. Guess which game's better?
War
Guess which game
Machine.
has more players? Guess which game's bigger? Guess which game's awesomer? Yeah. Guess which game is Adepticon about? Oh, that's right.
Adepticon has just
The biggest event at Adepticon
Yeah. Here we go.
is 40K.
Here we go.
Fight!
There are multiple 40K
your
events.
opinion, buddy. All of one of them. Guess how many of those are your opinion?
Everybody here in the studio really likes War Machine.
I like them both.
I don't play War Machine.
Yet.
I'm going to play War Machine after Adepticon because I said I would, and because Ben Jackson really needs to beat me
And
out of
because
one
you
game.
convert
Because
space.
every time we play 40K, I'm like, why are you doing that way? And he's like, why are you so mean to me? And I'm like, hey man, I'm just trying to teach you
I
how to
am
play.
going to kick you in the dirt and then kick dirt in your face. Fight! Fight!
Oh yes, the best part about my War Machine army is it's gonna be Space Marines.
Yeah.
I'm gonna convert-
That's great.
I'm gonna convert them and put them on War Machine bases.
That's great. Make your own rules for them. That's awesome. Okay, so I get a Shasso battlesuit commander. Do I want an ethereal in my army?
Oh yes,
Ethereals
yes,
are
yes,
awesome.
yes.
Oh wow. Okay, because ethereals were really
They're
Really,
pretty
They're
freaking
they're
good.
really good now.
Yeah.
The
They sound like a
name
synergy.
The named one do not take.
The name one is meh. I mean, he's only 100 points, so I mean, if he's around, he's got some really cool abilities. But
He's gonna die.
if you're playing against a smart opponent who has anything in the way of ranged weaponry, they're going to be like, oh, look at that guy, and blow him away.
failure is not an option.
That sounds Space
That's a good.
Marines.
That's a good
The Imperial Tower of
title for a special
So
rule.
he counts as a BSB, by the way, Sean, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, not only is he a BSB, but he's a general.
Calm the
Yeah.
tides. Storm
He's
of
a general
fire.
BSB.
Whoa! At the start of each movement phase, choose one elemental power to invoke.
Yeah.
Affected models have stubborn. Storm of fire is affected models fire an extra shot with pulse weapons.
Mm-hmm.
When firing at a target within half the weapon's maximum range.
Yeah.
Does include Kroot rifles. Sense of stone. Affected models have feel no pain 6-up.
Isn't that awesome?
Zephyr's grace. Affected models can fire snapshots after running.
It's almost like better versions of Imperial Guard orders.
Yeah.
And he just gets to do. He doesn't have to pass the leadership check.
Well, and everybody within 12 inches. The one thing that I've noticed
Yeah,
about
all
this,
friendly non-vehicle models from this codex.
Strategy.
So that's what's it? That's crisis suits too.
Yes, it's everything. The one thing I noticed strategy-wise about this codex is there's a couple things. One, you don't necessarily there's several abilities which make it so that you might want to start further up on the board, and then you could back away from your opponent.
Right.
And then also you really want to have your guys concentrated. Like good Tau players before would always set up their stuff so that they were lined up and had stuff hidden, and they would castle up. Now the codex almost makes you want to castle up because of abilities. Like
Alright.
supporting fire or the Ethereals.
What about the sharks? Sun Shark Bomber, Razor Shark Strike
They're
Fighter.
cool, but
They're I don't know. They're meh. Like
All right, so
here's
what
the
do I
problem. You have
add?
to
What
combine-
fun
you
stuff do I
combine-
add to my army?
you want a
now?
Riptide just for the fear factor.
Oh,
Riptides
yeah,
are awesome.
Riptides.
Riptides
Yeah.
are awesome.
People are going to target
Ethereals
that,
are
and if they're
awesome.
targeting that, they're not targeting all your other stuff.
Well, this is all. People are like, it's a fire magnet. It's just going to get
is
shot
a
down
fire
the first turn. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, then let's.
It has a safe.
Let's
let it
not
shoot
take
it.
the good thing
I would absolutely
because
take it.
you know it's a fire magnet.
It's
no,
tough. It's
It's not going to
should be.
die.
It's
It's not going to die
toughness
super
6.
easy. Yeah.
It's toughness 6 with a 2-up, 5-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Let 'em shoot
it's
at it.
5 wounds. It's really. I mean, you really would have to be like, okay, I'm going to throw all my anti-tank at it just to blow it away.
Go ahead. Then it has a storm shield if it wants to. Whoa.
Well, once it's if it rolls, right?
Yeah.
It could have
Shield
storm shield.
generator. Well, it can take shielded
obviously a
missile
smart player's
drones,
not
which
going
is
to shoot
awesome.
at it
Yeah.
if it has a storm shield up. It's going to be like, okay, I suffer your attacks. I mean, its attacks are pretty good, but they're not. It comes down to a
Can't smash a
situation.
demon prince.
It comes down to a situation of do you shoot at this or do you shoot at that? It's target priority. So if it has a nasty save and it's already toughness 6, don't. you're not
Whoa,
gonna spend
it's
too much
also a
on it.
monstrous creature.
Yeah.
It is a monster.
Smash
So what
attacks.
does that mean?
Smash
Screw
attack.
turn.
AP2 attack.
He can insta-kill a demon prince is what that means.
I think
Oh,
that
that's
yes,
interesting.
he can insta-kill
He can.
a demon prince. Do I think that he's going to insta-kill a demon prince?
I'm just saying, is there anything else in the book that can? No, not really.
Well, yeah, they've got yeah, they do. They have
So
railgun.
you
They have
heard
all
it
the
here
strength
first,
reduction again.
folks.
Only have one of those. now.
Thomas recommends 40 Fire Warriors, 6 Crisis Suits,
Well, I think
An ethereal, a Shasso.
the things that we should talk
and
about
2
is that
Riptides.
that we didn't
And
talk about.
done. Thanks for tuning in, folks. I'm kidding. I just had to start us off.
Troll face.
Thomas
Troll.
is like, what?
That was Sean Troll.
I was still
That was
going.
Sean Troll. It's funny.
Oh,
we didn't talk
man.
about the heavy support choices. That's
Please,
what I was
let's
gonna
do
say.
it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, broadsides.
But they're awesome. They dropped in points. I mean, they're still going to be really expensive and a really expensive part of your army, but
Right.
they are awesome.
Must take.
People were like, oh, those missile pods, they don't look so good, but the way that I'm thinking of looking at
Twin-linked
it,
high-yield missile pods.
yeah,
So
the
many
missile pods are
missiles.
kind of
7
the way to go, in my opinion.
4 heavy 4.
So 8 shots per guy, right?
I think so, yeah. If you have 2 of them, two missile
Hold
pods.
on. It says may exchange his twin-linked smart missile system for twin-linked plasma rifles. Wait, hold on.
So maybe it's only 4 shots per guy.
Any broadside may exchange his twin-linked heavy rail rifle for twin-linked high-yield missile pod. No, you don't get 8 shots.
That's 4 shots per guy.
4 shots.
4 shots, and then you could have the plasma as well.
Well, yeah, and that's free. There's no cost for it. It's switched out. Oh, they can take a seeker missile. What
I
the
didn't know
heck?
that.
That's pretty cool.
I didn't know.
And the,
really?
the new model is pretty cool too.
And the new model is really awesome.
Can take 2 drones from the drones list. What's in the drones list now? Are there different drones?
It's guns, it's marker drones, gun drones, shield drones, and there might be one more drone. Missile drones maybe or something? I don't know.
Shield drones, missile drones, marker drones, sniper drones.
I'm
Sniper
trying.
drones
I'm
are
looking it up right
Yeah.
now. Maybe one of our fans can enlighten us.
There's
there.
4 different
Okay,
drones
what else?
usually that you can buy. They're all
Ooh, what about stealth suits? I love those models.
Stealth suits got better.
Got one more shot
Their
now.
fusion gun is 18 inches now.
Stealth and shrouded.
Yeah, so they have a 4-up cover.
In the open. they have a
Ooh, I
full cover
love
save.
this color scheme. Look at that. It's like a mineral blue. That's nice. Wait a minute. That's just the same color I always like. All right, never mind. All right, what else?
The
Skyray.
Yeah, the new Skyray. Well, this is the number one thing that I saw. Like, I looked at this codex and I thought, okay, there's nothing that, I mean, it's got some good stuff, but there's nothing that's like, hey, you're just broken and you're gonna win all the time now. This codex is pretty balanced, and I appreciate that. I think that allies can make this codex a lot better. And that's cool because that's something that GW's really into.
So what allies? Because Tau can have a lot of different allies.
Yeah, you can bring Battle Brothers of several different types.
Wow. So what are the Battle Brothers?
Space Marines come to mind.
Okay.
Eldar. I think those are the two main Battle Brothers. They've got, I mean, Orcs as allies of convenience. They've got some silliness there going on. I think they can even.
Well, that's what I would do.
Desperate
I would make my Kroot
with chaos
counts as
or
orcs
maybe.
and go for it and just bring all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah, they've got some.
Have the Kroot be your war boss?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Just be like,
Put a guy with like a power claw on
That'd be
top
awesome.
of the Kroot.
It'd be fun to convert. Somebody should order that, and I can convert that for you.
Yeah, let's do. You heard it here
Please do.
first. Because what we really want is for you to commission an army with us. It's the only reason I'm talking to Thomas.
Get people
To get
excited.
you, well, you know, people
is exciting.
you
Oh,
got
that's
to understand what's good and get a good view on, you know, what a fun army would be. Because a fun army is one thing, but it's no fun to lose.
Slow when you come down
So
here.
when I say a fun army, I mean one that's reasonably competitive. You know, that you can show up and
play some games.
do some good
Not
with it.
necessarily lose all the time. Yeah, that doesn't make you want to.
So I think what Thomas was saying just before that, you got excited there for a second, was the anti-flyer spam is what this is going to be.
Yeah, the big thing that I got was flyers in 6th edition so far have kind of been the big giant oh crap, you know. And you get, I mean, you got nasty flyers like the Storm Raven, which are hard to get rid of and shoot a lot.
Guy, no
And
kidding.
can carry stuff around in them. You've got Necron flyers, which are, you know.
All right, we're back.
All right,
we got,
so
we got
before we
21
interrupt,
minutes.
We were talking about
More flyers.
no more flyers. Yeah.
Yay.
So the Helldrake. I was just about to talk about the Helldrake. The Helldrake, everyone considers to be the best flyer in the game right now. The way they fact it, it can fly 36 inches, fly over something, do D3+1, strength 7, AP3 hits, and then it can poop out its butt, flame, and at strength 6 AP3.
Yeah.
12 inches, and then place the template. It's pretty brutal. Like that vehicle is.
So, but now that
And
the
it's
tower
really-
out,
it's
do you just
really
want to throw
resilient.
your Helldrakes in the trash and
I
just
don't
be like, "Oh, they're
no,
not
but what I think what will happen is what I'm glad to hear. I'm glad the tower out because everything in the codex can really affect flyers in a negative way for the flyers.
Right.
The way that marker lights work is it allows you to, if you can place a marker light on something, it allows you to use it to up your ballistic skill, even on snapshots.
Okay. But
So-
you need a 6 to hit with a marker light to begin with.
Not on something that has Skyfire already. So that
Skyray.
that brings in your Skyray.
Okay, here we
Or
go.
anything that has a velocity
Here we go.
tracker.
Okay.
You can build a unit of guys that have velocity trackers at 20 points on a crisis suit.
Yeah.
So it's expensive, but you could do it where they have
20 points each?
20 points each.
Yowza.
So
Put it on your broadside.
But they have
you
Skyfire.
it would give them Skyfire, which would then give Skyfire to their drones if they had marker drones. All of a sudden, you have marker drones who are at ballistic skill, being like, "Oh, I'm just going to put these marker lights on you." Put in the drone controller with commander. All of a sudden, you're hitting vehicles with marker lights on ballistic skill 5. Then you just be like, "Oh, look, I've got 8 marker lights on this thing. I'm just going to go ahead and pull off a couple," and all of a sudden, my guys that have strength 7 weapons are hitting you on 4s or 3s or 2s, and all of a sudden, your vehicle, your flyer, the biggest benefit of the flyer is no more.
Right.
And the flyer goes bye-bye.
So it's not it just makes you use your flyers a little more
You can't
discreetly.
spam them
Yeah.
because the Tau armor doesn't really even have to bring anything dedicated to be able to shoot your flyers out of the
Okay,
sky.
so what has anti-flyer capability just standard?
Skyfire, Skyray.
The Skyray. The Skyray's
okay.
got it standard, and then the fact that you can bring 3 supports. A crisis suit is 22 points base, and you can bring
Right.
3 weapon systems, 3 support systems.
The drones.
And
Yeah,
and you can bring 2 drones.
Tyrannid
It's
warriors need
pretty
to be
cheap.
like 16 points each. That's all I have to say.
Yeah,
You know what?
I know.
Tyrannid warriors aren't coming out till next year, Gately.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna burn those dirty Xenos.
Tyrannid. No, I love my nids, man. Okay, go ahead.
So anyway, in my mind, what it's done is, what it's going to do is, if you go to a tournament, or your local gaming shop even, and you know somebody, you might end up playing against a Tau player, it's going to mean you're not bringing your spam flyer list anymore.
Yay!
You can't spam flyers effectively.
This is coming from the guy that has those all sitting up there too, by the way.
Right. All your DACA jets.
The DACA jets.
All right.
So, effectively, what it will do is it will just balance the game out. So flyers will become a, hey, yeah, bring a flyer as a, hey, it's an anti if they have a flyer, or you just got it as one piece of your army, not hey, bring all the flyers.
Right.
So.
Okay, that's and especially in a competitive environment, you can't,
It's balancing things
that
out.
you're going to come up against X amount of Tau players, and so there's that. You think we'll see any Tau at Adepticon?
No, because Tau did not get. The codex came out too late for it to count for Adepticon.
Oh, really? So they have a cutoff date.
They had a
then.
cutoff date, so it was after
Okay.
demons. Adepticon will have the new demons, but will not have the new Tau.
Okay, that's
So
interesting.
you won't see Tau, and you could see flyer spam. In fact, I expect in the team tournament we'll come up against plenty of Chaos Space Marine teams, which will have the army wide, as in all 4,000 points, will be sporting
Each one will have one.
4 to 5 dragons. 4 dragons, because one army each takes a dragon, and then the 5th army can take an extra, what is it, heavy support or fast
Yeah.
attack? I think it's a heavy support. One extra heavy support choice. So we'll be five dragons.
You guys are bringing Dark Angels,
We're
which
bringing
I
Dark
think was
Angels.
mentioned before.
Yes, we have Dark Angels.
So we have a
even have some
4,000
done
point
if you want.
studio
Take
Dark
some-
Angels.
Oh, you should get
Yeah,
pictures.
I'm looking at something.
I think I will. I'll do a specialty report. You got to get somebody upstairs for those RPG fix too.
Oh, yeah. We'll do that.
All right. Well,
So-
okay. Go ahead and wrap it up, guys.
Yeah.
We should talk about the Black Templar.
Oh yeah,
because it's
really,
funny.
really quick.
Okay,
I mean, that's
yeah,
the
go
Tau.
ahead.
The Tau is fun. Don't expect the Tau without allies to win in close combat, because they won't.
Right.
I mean, even guys who, you got Farsight, who has a Strength 5, Initiative 5, AP2
Vortex.
sword,
Oh, who cares?
but it's one guy, right?
Right.
I mean, tie him up with a champion.
Yeah.
Even
So-
their
Yeah.
challenge specialist guy, what's his face? is-
Yeah, they do have a close combat character. I wouldn't bring him. I
No.
just wouldn't bring him. I mean, so if you want a close combat element for your Tau, bring an ally. That's the period of it. They can ally. They have Battle Brothers with Space Marines. Bring Thunderhammer-nators. You can do it. Yeah. So I often check Bell Vossel's. I like a lot of their articles. I've met some of the guys who write. Brett, he's awesome. But anyway, somebody put up. There's a guy who kind of does like the power gaming combos or whatever, and he put up an article, and somebody in the comments, he didn't even bring it up, but somebody in the comments brought up the fact that, and this is a problem that a lot of people
G-Dub
have,
rules.
and G-Dub doesn't fix it or needs to fix it. Doesn't care, maybe because the new codex is going to come out and it won't matter. But right now, they fact the Black Templars to replace the rule in the Black Templars Codex. That on page 22 of the Black Templars Codex, I have it right here. It talks about,
Yeah, we were looking
Here
at
it
this.
comes.
it talks about their drop pods. Here's the drop pod assault rules. In this drop pod assault rules, it says right here in the book that once a drop pod is dropped, immediately the passengers have to get out.
Okay.
They fact in their fact, in GW's official fact, they replaced this rule with a rule that doesn't say they have to get out.
Okay.
So it has all the other updated stuff, but it doesn't say anything about, oh, you have to get out.
And it's open top.
Oh yeah. So basically, what you get to do is drop your drop pods, Black Templar drop pods.
Yeah.
Half of them coming on turn 1, and your guys can sit in there and shoot at them because they're open topped. So your guys hit the table and they shoot. Blah 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 blah. Obviously, there's firing snapshots because you move fast with the drop pod. What you do.
Whatever, yeah.
And then you stay in the vehicle, and you hang out in there. And then next turn, you're like, oh, I disembarked from the vehicle and it's an open top. That makes it an assault vehicle, so I assault you. But I stayed inside my vehicle, so when you had to blow up my tank, my armor.
Do you think
12
that's an
open top
error?
tank.
Do you think it was?
Its rules is written. It does not make sense in any shape.
Because they're the only one that can do
I think that's great though. I think it makes
No
perfect
other
sense.
Space Marine Codex can do that. Because they don't have the rule that says they have to get out when it hits the table.
But at the same time, like which one's
It's
the
gotta
worst
be
of all
an
the Space
error.
Marine Codex?
It has
It's got to be an error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other-
But
the
too
other
late
thing, too-
now.
the other
It's
thing,
out
too-
there.
The other thing that you point
The
out. as
nerds
well-
are going to pick it up.
The nerds might pick it up for a couple months. I've heard the rumor that the same guy who mentioned it actually says that thinks that the Black Templars Codex is going to be nixed and it will be combined with the Space Marines.
That makes me kinda sad.
Oh, yeah, end of an
'Cause
era.
I like them being their own special
Come on,
thing and having
guys,
their own kind
yeah.
of character stuff.
I love Black Templars.
I always wanted the White
They
Scars
were
to have
around
their
when
own
I was
codex,
first getting
personally.
into. No, that's not true. Wow, I've been playing this game a long time.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, the other thing that he brought up too was that they didn't give them the universal rule bulky to their Terminators. So now that
That's another thing, yeah.
now that they can have
Shenanigans.
Storm Ravens and Terminators don't have the bulky rule,
So they can ride, full squads of
you can put
Terminators in there.
10 or 12 Terminators into a Storm Raven apparently.
Done.
Awesome.
I haven't checked the wording on that one, so I don't know. But
That's
the wording
great.
on the other one, which is even more ridiculous, was
What?
legit.
Turned out to be
So
correct, so.
I'm gonna go with this is probably true too. So hey, if you wanna, if you can get away with it, and people you're playing against aren't like, this is stupid, why are you doing this? You too can have drop pods drop where your guys get to stay inside, making them, that extra layer of defense, and then assault out of them the next turn.
It's rules exploitations.
That's fantastic.
That is some super
Well,
exploitation.
Tau Codex, pretty sweet. Sweet art. Hey, thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
thank
taking
you.
the time.